Greetings and salutations to you all. I hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. I am doing well. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joppa. So glad to see you all here. Kind of in the mix of a lot of different things flying around today, as you all can imagine. I am not sure how many different ways how many different ways of describing busyness I'll be able to come up with on the fly between now and EA, but I'm sure you're in for a lot more attempts. Things are very busy. Knight Rider 2000 with the 8 viewer raid. Thank you so much, Knight Rider. And JDon dropping 59 fresh faces into the chat. It is good to see you all. Welcome. Welcome indeed. Let me see. We got Black Fox, Mox, Mina's in the house, Albatross, Nivea. Good to see you all. Mina with the T1 8 months sub. I think you are the official first 8-monther, Mina. Seriously, thank you so much. Thank you for being here from the beginning. That is really cool. And we'll never stop being crazy to hear how long it's been. We've been at this for 8 months. That's wild. That is wild. It's been really cool to see the channel grow. And equally as cool, if not more so, to see this channel doing its part to spread the word, you know? To spread the word about El Pantheon. El Pantheon. But thank you, Mina. Mordak, Rourke, SR Staff, Fringe, Trevor, Ghostly Gopher in the house. We've got AK, Cajun Cornflakes. Hello, hello. Let You Live. Good to see you. Chewy Games. Good to see you as well. Pantera, Beefleur. Beefleur. Good to see you. JDon, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Arthax Unleashed with the 21 fresh. I already said faces. Fresh existences. hopping into the chat.
Oh, brother, this stinks.
Welcome, Chewy Games. Welcome, Campfire Cat, Vinict, Trexid, OG Government. Good to see you all. Santhiel, Malcavia. I am struggling to get through all this. I want to say hello to everybody, and I am struggling. Arthax, what is up? Lofter, Chiquito, Manabrohan, Samoi, Initsu, Crit, Derakarsis, Kuros, Lord Novendar, Fel Pero, Typing with One, Relic, Cress, Kalzuid, Trammel, Pacat, Nevar, Splinter Cell, Keith P, Lysium Rockstar, Chewy Games, my goodness gracious, Tingjing, JD Punk, Kals, The El Pero, Knight Rider 2000, Sinister Deeds, excuse me, Super Trash Garbage, Rancid Hide. My goodness. Welcome to you all. The Lazy Lion's Den. Welcome Grix, Kylaris in the house, Spoonbard, Select FX. Man, it's good to see you all. Creaky Doors, welcome. Welcome, welcome. King Slushy. Good to see you, Ogre 2. Pair of the Touch. Woo! Mad Ducks. I Can Cast. Scuffed Boomer. Cynthiel. Neeks, Vinict. Good to see you all. Dayhawk as well. Clock. Bebop and Beeps. Bulba Wulba. Goodness. Rams. E. Roseanne. Welcome to you all. Dougbug. Now, let me figure out what all you guys have been doing while I've been trying to get through that huge list. Nakari7 with the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Lil Mate with the Prime as well. Thank you for that. With the 4 months. Are we there yet? We're close. Jill's 1979, thank you for the resub. Jadion, thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that so much. We've got Thamer147 with the Prime sub. Thank you. Crit, resub. Thank you for the resub in the 5 months. Quick 386, thank you for the 4 months in the resub. Select FX, thank you for the tier 1 sub. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Super Trash Garbage with the 1 gifted. Thank you for that. Chiquito with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. And Impats with the Prime. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Man, oh man. Heckler Hectics, thank you for the follow. Drowsy as well. Old Smoothie, thank you for the follow. Nakari7, Kai37, thank you for the follows. Lord Novindar, thank you. Spoonbard, Elysium Rockstar, I Can Cast, King Slushy, thank you so much for the follows. Thank you all. Sinister Z, Deeds with the 5 gifted. And Vorlon71 with the resub and the 6 months. Thank you so much. My goodness. Whew. Oh, man. That was awesome. By the way, thank you so much. Listen, look at me. Look at me, guys. You've got me all rattled up. What I was going to say is, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Since I probably will not see you tomorrow, I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, a excellent holiday, that it's a rich time with family, with friends, however it is that you'll be spending that time. I hope it is good. I hope it's rich, full, satisfying, and leaves you with that all too familiar ache of good things. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's something I think we can all relate to as we get older, right? That ache, that good ache. And I'm not talking about overeating. I'm not talking about overeating. Fabi8, thank you for the follow. Dingus Express with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Man, we've got a full house. It's fast today. Oof. All right. There are no good aches. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right, so what are we hopping into today? So today there's a few things. It's going to be a relatively short stream today. There is so much to do that, any and all of my day, my existence from day to day is really being funneled into getting as much done as possible. So, but as I've said many times, I think it's really important to continue to keep this connection in place for these next few weeks as we approach EA. So you guys are staying on top of what we're working on and how things are coming. Yeah, I know, right? A very short, a minute 3 to 4 hour stream, like the blink of an eye. Crit, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate that. Twisty1020, thank you for the follow. As we are at a level 6 hype train. Are you kidding me? Goodness gracious. It's wild. All right. So where are we starting today? We're going to take a look at a few things. The first thing we're going to take a look at is a little thing called charm. I said it. Little thing called charm. Little thing called charm. Now, this is the first iteration. I've done a tiny bit of testing on this. I wanted to actually save a little bit of it for the stream today. But I'm already aware of one additional kind of parameter that we need to get set up for charm. I'll explain what that is here in a sec. But yeah, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look at it. I'm in on a shaman right now, but that's fine. What's up, Jet City? Good to see you. Hey, Darkthal, welcome. Okay. So I'm a level 30, I'm a level 24 character right now, so this is going to be relatively trivial to charm these NPCs, but let's just take a look at it. Actually, you know what? First of all, hold on. Manner. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. That's a little better, right? Actually be able to see the nameplates in here. Yeah. It was that easy. It was. Yeah, this is, you know, the thing of it is, like, this is not meant to be like a fracture. This is just ambience. So the fact that it was reducing the visibility of the nameplate so dramatically at all times was just kind of not really intended and not really feeling that great. So anyway, that should help quite a bit in here. All right. Just wanted to get that fixed. All right, here we go. This. Actually, first of all, let's just see how long this lasts. Here we go. This is level 16 NPC. I'm level 24, so I'm 8 levels above. Let's just see how long this lasts. Okay. Ow. Why doesn't the NPC have a marker on the other? We can add one. We can add one. Will charisma affect charm duration? It will, and it does. I'll break some of that down here in a sec. We can add a debuff indicator. The thing of it is, though, charm has a chance to break early, so it's and the whole chance that charm has to break early and like when that chance is rolled is not something that would incur the blinking type thing, because charm has a 12-minute duration right now, and again, this is like initial implementation, so it's possible that that duration could go up as you get higher level and maybe start at a lower duration, but baseline right now is a 12-minute duration, but it lasting that full duration, as you're seeing here, like it's breaking a little bit early. So what I wanted to do with you guys is start testing like how charisma affects that. Um, that was 1.5 minutes. Let's do one more round where we just test the length of time, okay? So that last one was 1.5 minutes out of 12 minutes. Here we go. Hopefully somebody's timing. You guys think that they should have a visual effect on them the whole time that they're charmed? Oh, really? Okay, interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Okay. My charisma currently is abysmal. It's like, what is that, 6? So it's real low. Yeah, 1.5 isn't that long for sure, but I have like no charisma at all. So what I'm gonna do is after we do this, I'm gonna create a new character, a brand new enchanter. Okay, how long did that last? About a minute. Okay, so we've had 1.5 minutes, 58 seconds. Let's do one more. We're gonna do one more, okay? Here we go. Get ready to time it. Do one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, that was a fast break. Ouch. Okay. We'll still count it though. So we've had 1.5 minutes, 1 minute, 10, 11 seconds. That one was fast. Let's do one more, okay? This really will be the last one no matter what. Here we go. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I don't think that it's got diminishing returns attached to it. It shouldn't. It's not set up to have diminishing returns. So I'm going to just try a few more casts here and see. Those might have been just two really, really unfortunate. But charisma plays a really important role in this. So keep that in mind too. Like the goal, like in EQ, you're kind of like, does my charisma matter? Like maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It kind of feels like maybe it does and maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. Like we want it to be very noticeable here. All right, so that was about 30 seconds. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm actually going to get on a different character. I'm gonna create an enchanter. I'm going to focus on my charisma at character creation. We went from 6 charisma on that guy. We're going to create a new character now, and we'll see how high I can get my charisma to go. We're going to go with Darkmer. Darkmer has a base charisma of 7. I'm going to dump 2 points into that to bring it up to 9. Oh, my desk has so much stuff on it. All right, so we're going from 6 charisma to 9 charisma. And I'm gonna set myself to the same level to start with, just to keep everything exactly the same. Find a level 16. Actually, just stealing the same guy here. Level 16. Okay, so we've got 9 charisma. Let's just leave it at that coming right out of the gate, okay? See how that feels. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3. Wait, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. How long was that one? 21. Okay. Okay, so here's kind of a breakdown of the charm mechanics baseline, okay? I had to pull up my my design doc here. So charm has an innate chance to break per tick of 20% baseline, which is really high. It sounds really high. Charm has an innate 20% chance per tick to break. For every level above the player that the NPC is, it adds up to 5 levels above the player. It adds a 2% chance to that break chance. So meaning if you're trying to charm something that's 10 levels or 5 levels above you, it's going to have a 30% chance to break per tick. And the same thing below you, up to 5 levels below you, it reduces the chance by 1% each level up to minus 5% chance. So what that means in this situation, since I'm level 24, this guy's level 16, that means my break chance per level, or my break chance per tick is 15% on this target. Where does charisma come into play? So we haven't actually reached the charisma threshold yet because it's for every point of charisma above 10. Every point of charisma you have above 10 affects that chance. I'm just reading back through my notes here. Let me just read through it. Players can charm NPCs up to 5 levels above them. There's a variable duration. It's set as a baseline of 12 minutes, but it's a variable duration based on the target's level. And there's a 10% reduction in total possible charm duration, up to 50% reduction for NPCs 5 levels above the player, with no bonus for NPCs that are below the player's level. So that's the variable charm duration. So charm can last longer or shorter depending on the level of the target that you're dealing with and depending on charisma. Charm breaks. It has an innate chance to break on tick. Charm should have an innate 20% chance to break on tick. And this is what we just talked about. For every level the NPC is above the player, add 2% to that chance, up to a total of 10%. And for every level the NPC is below the player, subtract 1% chance, up to 5% less. For every point of charisma the player has above 10, reduce the chance charm will break on tick by 0.25%. For every point of charisma the player has above 10, reduce the level-based duration penalty by 0.5%. So as you gain charisma above 10 points of charisma, as your charisma goes up above that, it's reducing the chance the charm can break, and it's reducing the duration penalty that charge has, depending on the level difference. Ticks are 6 seconds. Really cut the legs off. I don't think we've cut the legs off of charm. I mean, charm is very powerful, and the goal here is that charm is something that, you know, we can give enchanters at lower levels, but that also is going to get more powerful as you level up. For those enchanters that really want to focus charming, having a higher, and that's what we're going to test here. We're going to test some different charisma levels and see, you know, what it feels like. And we might put in a bottom line, like we might put in like a base amount of duration that charm lasts, with this system, so that you know that you always have, you know, at least a certain amount. Yeah, let's go over the duration penalty again. So there's a variable duration on charm based on the target's level. Right now, baseline, there is a 10% reduction in charm's overall duration for every level the target is above you, up to a 50% reduction of duration at 5 levels above you. There is no change in the duration of charm when the enemy is below you. It may be. I mean, I'm 100% open to the fact that charm might need a baseline guaranteed duration before the breaks can come into play for it to feel good. Spop, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 20 bits, Raydell. Hey, Joppa, how important to you is class identity, and what does this mean to you? What is class identity? Is it the feel of the class, or is it the role, or some of both, and how it's seen, aka Dire Lords being selfish-ish? Class identity is extremely important to me, and I would define it in 2 ways. I would define it first in terms of flavor, and second in terms of role effectiveness, and particularly with certain fortes in that role. So for a Dire Lord, for example, to have a strong class identity, there should be good flavor, which was just talking with Mark about yesterday. I want to, for Dire Lord specifically, I want to increase like their blood-related flavor and identity. and kind of drive that home a little bit more. But then I also want the Dire Lord as a tank to be viewed as a competent tank and a preferred tank in certain situations because of specific things that they can do and they alone can do, either at all or as to the degree or as well as they can. So those are the two things I feel like that matter in having strong class identity. You've got good flavor. That's reinforced by, you know, the starting experience, quests, lore, things that kind of make you feel like a cleric or make you feel like a Dire Lord, how the world responds to you, things like that, how your visual effects look, the name of your abilities, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then the other side of the same coin is how functional are you in your role, such that people start to think of Dire Lords when they think of certain fortes or certain content that they do really well in, and things like that. So those are the two sides of the class identity coin for me. Jalbach, thanks so much for the follow. Trexid, thank you for those 500 bits. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Goddess Moro, Saint Fets, Destroy 0672, or I'm sorry, 0627. Thank you for the follows. Cynthiel, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. And Destry, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate that so much. All right, let's start checking this out. So we're going to set our charisma to, let's see. Let's go up here. Every 2 points of charisma above 10. You know what? With those parameters kind of explained like that, let's go ahead and just like bump it up here pretty high. Let's go up to 50. And again, we're testing. Like I'm testing this right now. Kyle just got this in last night while I was sleeping, so I haven't actually put it through its paces yet. Oh, look at that. It broke almost immediately. With 50 charisma, we need to see if we can get this to like last a good long while. All right, that's 2 breaks almost immediately. That's not good. All right, we got a bug. Could you imagine? Yeah, I don't think there's any diminishing returns, but let me just double check. Because there's not a buff. There's not a buff that's being put on them, so there's nothing. There's nothing that would be calling diminishing returns. Yeah, but even with this one, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's I'm just going to reset. We're going to reset. And we're going to try it on a... there's no plan to have diminishing returns on charm. So if for whatever reason, if it is incurring diminishing returns, then that's something that we'll fix, because it's not supposed to have diminishing returns. It's supposed to be handled purely through this kind of deeper mechanic that's going on. Let me find something. Is this level 16? Yeah. Okay. Let's try it here. Let's try it here. 50 charisma. It's almost like charm. It's almost like charisma is doing the opposite. It's like the more charisma you have, the less amount of time it's lasting. Because the longest we had it last was with the shaman at the beginning with like 6 charisma. So here's with 0 charisma. Come here, bear. Let's try it on the boar. That's fine. Well, I need to check on the tick duration too, because it could be that the tick's duration is not set correctly either. But this ability is handled almost entirely through code, so I'm limited on what I can check on my own. I mean, I could actually open the code and... No, there's nothing changing. There's nothing that's in the code that changes it based on group or non-group NPCs. You can charm anything. The enchanter can. Other classes like Necro's charms will be limited to undead. Shaman Druid be limited to animals. There could be a few other like charm cases, but got yourself a 0 sugar strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. Life is good right now. Yeah. Can I charm Bronson? He seems... Yeah, Bronson's immune to charm. I don't even know what Bronson... You know what I mean? All right, charm broke. How long did that last? Two minutes. Yeah, and that seems level based because this thing's lower level. This thing didn't have, it's just an... Oh, it's iron willed. Should that? I don't think that would. That shouldn't affect it. I mean, let me rephrase that. Iron Willed should affect it. It does not currently. It's not currently set up to affect it. I see these things are breaking almost immediately now. What is that? Okay. Let me try a different NPC. Yeah. We got some kind of bug going on here. For sure. For sure. Yeah, I tried it at 0 charisma, but it didn't seem to do anything. Let me set my charisma to 1. And just make sure that's actually like... Charisma's 1, yep. Yeah, I mean, yes, correct. Anything under 10 should not be affecting it at all. Yeah, it's lasting a lot longer. Oh dear. Oh dear. Go attack something. Now, what I was going to say at the beginning when I said there were a few things that, you know, in my limited testing I'd already seen is we don't yet have it in where charm... Like if the charm breaks here in just a second while these things are still fighting, they're just going to keep fighting each other. So there's nothing happening when charm breaks to like mem wipe the pet and the NPC and apply like the charm threat back to you. So that's something that we need to fix. So right now, like, yeah, but if it went out like it is right now, then you would just you have a bunch of NPCs fighting each other. No, you cannot open the equipment window. They'll do more than auto attack. Like right now, I'll show you. Let me pull up. So if we go to that hobgoblin, the drag. Season again, 39 tank. So let's look at like let's just look at Clobber as an example. So on each ability that NPCs have, there's a flag that says charm usable. If we turn that on, then that would mean we can, I guess we can try this and test this. Let's see where I got. But I mean, part of the, like, now that charm's in, and part of like the passes that need to be done to kind of fully implement it would be going through and you know, choosing the abilities that NPCs have that are charm usable. It might need more than just a reset for that to show up, though. We'll see. Yeah. So let's do this. Let me break charm. Let's do this. I know you're all in a big push for EA. How are you feeling as far as meeting your goals for everything you want in by EA? I'm feeling reasonably confident that we will hit our goals. How much, like how deep the polish and the finishedness goes is what's kind of up in the air right now. But I'm very confident that the launch of EA and kind of those first couple of weeks are going to be really solid as far as like the content and a lot of the changes that we're doing. And then the things that we maybe don't have as full or as fleshed out as we want, those are things that are going to be relatively easy for us in subsequent patches to fold in. So I'm feeling good about it. I'm just, you always wish you had more time, right? Did I hear about Steam's new rules for publishers? No. Oh, I'm talking to Kyle about some of this stuff right now, by the way, so bear with me. You'd be more anxious if I wasn't anxious? Yeah. Yeah. You know it's real when there's anxiety involved. Like, it's that mix of excitement and nervousness. And just the sheer the sheer amount of effort involved, pushing everything further. Yeah, Grabobos, that's the plan. To get into some kind of a rhythm similar to what Seasons was. Charm should apply on the target when it lands. So included like a threat amount. Applied to right for the Lazy Lions Den. Yeah, it is a bug. That's literally what I'm talking to Kyle about right now. I mean, it's not a bug. Sorry, it's not a bug. It's a part of the mechanic that we haven't built in yet. Okay, we were going to check and see on the on that. By the way, Carf, thanks for the follow. Sir Shag Nasty, thank you for the follow. Rancid Hide, thank you for the follow. And Clock, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. That's awesome. Much appreciated. Sorry, I was half distracted by a fat gray cat demanding pats. Cheers for the reply. Yeah. How can the community help during the time of EA? I mean, the best way for communities to help any game at that stage of development is just to be excited about it, talk about it, share it. When it comes to Steam, like, leave a good review, fight the good fight on the review front, and just enjoy the game and continue to be passionate about it and give good, strong, loud feedback. All right, let's test and see if this works now. So we should now see this ability, and we're not. Okay, see, this is another thing. This is another thing. We should definitely be seeing that ability here. Now, I take that back. It may be that it's not set up to be enchanter usable, but it's more like... Let's see if we see them using Clobber. No. Okay, so that's something else we need to look at. Let me just double check I did that right. I've got a couple of different plates spinning, so it's possible I could have missed a step. So we changed... Charm usable. Okay. Should we push back EA to 2036? You know, the thing of it is, like, I'm convinced with games, and I'm sure with other things, it's never going to be the perfect time, right? It's never going to be the perfect time. Whether it's like full final launch, whether it's the start of EA, there's always going to be that, like, you know, if we just had another month, if we just had another 6 months, just had another year, whatever it is. So I think it's a good time to go ahead and make that first step. Get Pantheon on more people's radar, get more people playing, and take the plunge, and then just get people familiar and comfortable with the process that Pantheon's in. Hey guys, hold on. I'm gonna do a quick call with Kyle. Give me 1 sec. We're almost done, guys. Hang in there. Sorry. Right now, are the effect that charisma seems to not be having. So this is all anecdotal, obviously. But if you want to tune in on the stream, if you can, or if not, I can point you to the
I caught the
timestamp.
gist of it. I have it logging out. I can almost guarantee that the charisma is affecting it properly. It's probably just bad luck. Like if you have a 15% chance each 10 seconds, you could have it break at 10 seconds every single time just from bad luck.
What is the most that charisma can be reduced? Like what's the most that the chance can be reduced by charisma?
All the way down to 0, I'm pretty sure.
All the way down to 0. Okay. So, but even bumping it, I mean, what we were seeing towards the end the last few times was I would bump my charisma up to 50. So 50 charisma versus a target that was 8 levels lower than me. And the last few rounds we tried it, it was breaking like essentially it seemed like the first chance that it got. So I can try it a few more times, but it seemed like having less charisma was causing it to last longer. And I know it's totally anecdotal and not necessarily helpful, but I can try it a few more
I'll
times,
verify it for sure.
and we can see. But that would be the last thing, other than what we just discussed. Like that's kind of like the last piece of the puzzle, is that verifying that reaching a relatively high threshold of charisma is going to, make charm much, much more trustworthy.
Sure. Yeah, it seemed like the mobs were doing 50% less damage and healing and stuff when they were charmed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Working.
That part looked good. The only other thing on that front was it doesn't look like the charm usable ability flag is actually making it manually usable on the NPC in the game. So it's not showing up on like their pet bar, any of the abilities that we set there.
Can you give me one of the mobs you were testing with to see?
I was charming the Hobgoblin Dreg. You just type in like DREG. You should see the Hobgoblin Dreg. And then was I had set their clobber 3 to 9, clobber dot 3 to 9 to be charm usable. So that's the one I was testing with.
I will test that.
Yep. Cool.
Oh, I know what the problem is with the charm. Okay. Creating the pet before setting the pet to be charmed. And the only way that those abilities can become usable is if you create the pet while it's already charmed. It's an order of operations. I need to set the status of charmed before creating the pet. That's easy to fix.
There you go. Okay. Reach out to me again if you run into anything else. I'm gonna test this a few more times with some higher level charisma. I mean, I'm gonna just jack it up to like, I don't know, like 100 and see.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll follow up on that.
It's like 0.5% for everyone over 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
So
every
it
2
would take-
over 10. It's like 0.25. So it would take what, 8 charisma. So 18 charisma would be another percent reduction. We'll
0.25, yeah.
we'll definitely have to fiddle with these numbers a little bit, but yeah.
Yep.
I'll keep testing it. All right, man.
I'll give you some info, some updates here soon.
All right, thanks, Kyle.
Here's just an overview of what I'm doing there.
Perfect.
All right, take care.
Chat soon. Bye. Cool. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I mean, I would have thrown it all the way up to like 200 plus 200, but I mean, you should still be seeing, with it being bumped up to like 50, you shouldn't be seeing breaks like every 10 seconds, like multiple times in a row like we did. So I don't know. I'll try it now. Hey, Minus, what's up, man? Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, my friend. But yeah, I mean, just as a general note, like what you're seeing here, this is game development. This is what it's like. It's this just things don't necessarily all work exactly as you expect to right out of the gate, or sometimes a lot of times it's that everything's working, but the numbers you originally anticipated aren't creating the experience that you want it to create. And so you have to figure out like how much of it is, code tweaks, how much of it is like just the numbers being, not exactly what they should be, etc. So, all right. So if we go, going all the way up to 100 charisma. Let's see. Yeah, see, it just broke. It broke the first chance it got to break. Which is not what I would expect. Now, but like Kyle said, I mean, sometimes it literally is like you get unlucky. So I'm trying to think though, like if we had 100 charisma, so every 2 points above 10. So once you hit 10 charisma, every 2 points above 10 is reducing the chance that charm will break early by 0.25%. It has an innate 20% chance to break every tick, and ticks are 10 seconds. Just verified that with Kyle as well. Ticks are 10 seconds with charm. So every 10 seconds, it has a 20% chance to break. If you are more than 5 levels above the target, for the first 5 levels above the target you are, it loses a percent chance to break each level. So this drag baseline, before any charisma is factored in, has a 15% chance to break charm every 10 seconds. Now, on top of that, every 2 points above 10 for charisma is reducing it. But see, Clanton, here's the thing. A lot of things with these games are very complicated under the hood. Even though this isn't really that complicated, it sounds complicated. It's really not that complicated under the hood. Like the player experience, it should be very much like charisma go up, charm lasts longer. Like that's kind of what the end result of it will be. But we're getting into the weeds and in kind of some of like the minutia of it to, figure out why it's doesn't at least seem to be working that way. But with 100 charisma, I'm not a math guy, so what is that? Like, if every 2 points above 10 is 0.25%, how much additional reduction are we getting with 100 charisma? Can somebody work the math out on that for me? Oh, you already did? Is Skiotch saying the same thing? Well, 11.25%? Yep. So that means that this drag is going from 15% chance to, what is that? 3.75? So this has a 3.75% chance to break. We'd round it up to 4, yeah, we would. So this has a 4% chance to break every 10 seconds. And see, it's breaking. It seems like there's something's wrong. Like it seems like since we've been doing this, it's just breaking automatically every chance it gets on the first tick. Let's try with aggro on. Yeah, I prevenged that he did, and he said that in response to the fact that the charm usable abilities weren't showing up on the pet bar. It's possible that it could also be affecting this. It's possible. It is definitely possible. Yeah, it's breaking every time now on the first tick. So up it to 130. Okay. Still breaking on first tick. Bear broke on first tick as well. Okay. I am confident. Now, if I said it, but we already did this. Like when we first started, when I first started the stream, we tried it on a level 6. Or, I'm sorry, on a character with 6 charisma. And it was lasting for like a minute, minute 30, something like that. So, yeah. Let's go back to 6. Dude, Minus, thanks for stopping by, man. It's good to see you again. Be excited to hear your thoughts once EA hits, once you get some time to play. Nice. Gotta do it. One note buff rogue. So it's holding now because I reduced my charisma down to back down to like something really low. Kyle just sent me a message and said he found the issue. Yeah. I knew where you were going with that, Vandred, so I went ahead and preemptively showed you. The issue was lack of sleep last night. All right, so I said this is going to be a shorter stream. I've already gone a little bit longer than I had planned, but that was good to kind of deep dive, get a shot with Kyle. Once we get these fixes in, I will absolutely do another round of showing off charm, and at that point we talked about how we want to fix the charm breaking and how we want NPC behavior to respond to charm breaking. We talked about making sure charm was resistible and actually being able to land a charm requiring probably some debuffing and some things like that, especially when you get into higher levels. We're going to get this charisma issue fixed. We're going to get the charm usable ability issue fixed. And then it'll be like most things, it'll come down into like dialing it in and just, tweaking numbers and getting it to where it feels right. The goal is not for charm to feel so stifled and inconsistent that no one uses it. That's definitely not the key. The goal is to get like the different knobs and mechanics in place so that we can tweak it and make it feel right. I do want to look at a couple more things though before I wrap up. I'm not ending right this second. I'm going to end here in just a little bit, but we're going to put charm off to the side for now, but it is very close, as you can see. One thing that I'm not showing, but I wanted to let you guys know is we've talked about there being points along the way as you level up, probably every 5 levels or so, that you'll be able to invest an attribute point where you want to, kind of grow your stats a little bit like that. We don't have time before EA to get that system in place. What we are going to do instead is we're going to set up an additional vendor that has traits that you can consume that you guys are probably used to that have permanent stat improvements. You're not going to be able to choose what those are. We're going to limit those to like core stats for your class for now, but just to kind of get that feeling in place a little bit, where as you level up, you can, kind of without gear, without anything else, every few levels you can improve a stat. We're gonna add that in. So it's temporary. Eventually the idea is that you would be able to actually come in here and literally pick an attribute and apply it. But for now, we're gonna at least get that ball rolling as part of progression. So you'll see those vendors near the scroll vendors. What else do we want to look at today? I did want to, let's see. Let's do it this way. Darkthal. I still need to move some of the guards. Yeah, Mark reminds me of that pretty consistently because they do a lot of kill stealing right now. We'll put a little message in there, most likely. Are you saying like down the road? Like when will we know we can add a stat? Like once it's actually you getting. I wanted to see the lighting. There's supposed to be some lighting updates in here. I wanted to check. Okay, nice. Yeah. Good. We got to figure out what's going on over here. These may just be a little bit too emissive, yeah? It's not using the right. Bronson, are you on? Are you watching? Are you here, Bronson? Bronson. Oh, Bronson. He's not. Hmm. Okay. I messaged him. But this is nice. It's nice to see the general lighting and mood of this place being dialed in. So that's good, and it needs to be because you guys gonna be running around in here soon. Need to see where you're about to fall to your death. I love this little spot too. You got your halfling sized, your human sized, and your ogre sized training dummies here. Will we be publishing a list of server names for EA? Probably. I would imagine so, yeah. I know what they are. I named some of them. Nice. I'm glad he was putting some of them down here too. It's always good. We've got our water in now. Oh. It's coming together. Holodeath, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Dwankles, thank you for the prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Torvius, thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate that. I don't think you can avoid that, Bebop and Beeps. I can be on every server. On every one. But I try not to troll people. I try not to troll people. Yeah, Necro, Corpse Summon, and potentially Summoner Corpse Summon will be in for EA. And I say potentially meaning like the Summoner side of Corpse Summoning. We definitely want to get Necro Corpse Summoning, and I'm still deciding on Summoner Corpse Summoning as a thing. But yeah, we definitely, for the sake of the CS team, we really need that. I don't even have fog turned on. What does this look like at night with fog on? Oh yeah. Will the zone break be lifted from Throne Pass AVP and EA? One sec. Unit tank. Yeah. Let's take a quick screeny of this real quick. A quick screeny real quick. What do you mean? What do you mean zone break? Like the walls? Ah, like actually zoning. No, not by EA. No, the zoning will still be there. When we removing that zoning and having the seamless transition is something we'll be doing a little bit more down the road. Yep. It will be a great day. Oh, I'm so happy and excited about that for sure. Is the evil starting area almost ready to show? Hmm. 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 Hold on a second. Island Down, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Sorry I missed that. And Black Lotus with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much, Black Lotus. Just thank you so much for all of the support today. My goodness. Seriously. Really, really, really appreciate that. Fierce Gaming, thank you for the follow. Do you guys just want a quick peek? Now, listen, and if I give you a quick peek on this, remember, it's still being worked on. This is a work in progress. Okay, it's a work in progress. I'm not going to give you any information about like what angle this is taken from, where in this area it is. It's not going to give you any insight into like what zone this is in or anything like that. Okay. But I'll tell you this much. I love it. There's something about it that has this very like, I don't know, this very classic reminiscent kind of feel. And I'm really happy. Yes, it will be an EA. Yep, that's where the evil races will start. So ogres, Darkmer, and I was going to say potentially like there might be. Let me rephrase that. It's where ogres and Darkmer will start, but it will also be a place that will be friendly to certain classes. Leave it at that. Hey, what's up, Redbeard? There are some roads that are relatively safe to travel, yeah, as they exist right now from city to city. They don't have signs yet. We don't have road signs yet, but they are there. Yes, it would be friendly to every class those races can play, but it would be a place where necromancers, potentially dire lords, classes like that could also have kind of a passing presence there, if they were like humans or something like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's always the option to sneak in for sure if you're able to do so. All right, we got the charm usable ability issue solved, so that should be fixed now. It's crazy how tomorrow is December 13th already. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty crazy. I am drinking every second. Every second. One second. Okay. What's my drink of choice? Water. Okay. I want to take one quick look at Eastern Plains as well. You guys, it's been a little while since you and I have been in here because we've been jumping into other zones. But we're going to take a quick look at this, and then I am going to call it a day and dive into some more itemization work. Floating trees aren't bugs, they're magical. I hit the wrong button. But there it is. How goes the itemization push, Joppa? It is just shy of soul crushing. You see, there's a way to do itemization. I'm kind of kidding. Like, I love it, and I'm very, very glad we're doing it, and it's going to be so worth it, but it's just a lot. But there's a difference between approaching things in a very like spreadsheet kind of way and versus the way that I'm handling the itemization in light of the changes. I'll show you guys right here. This is an example of my spreadsheeting right here. This was for the hobgoblins. And literally when I'm doing itemization, I'm going out and you say boomer all you want, but here's the deal. Like, there's something about going outside away from the computer or even just in another room and just walking around. I don't know how you guys work, but when I do this, I walk around, I pace, I walk around the room with this little guy and I talk it out. And I was telling some people last night in Discord that I am cursed. I'm cursed with an EverQuestian approach to itemization. And this is the best way I feel like to achieve that. Itemization that's memorable. Itemization that has that kind of like hand crafted, like really kind of getting in the mindset of the NPC that you're working with. And so it's a lot to do it this way. But it's worth it. Like doing it this way. So, well, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'd love to spoil it. I'd love to talk about some of it, but I'm not going to. Like, there's a wealth and a world of things for you guys to discover and find. And I'll say that if this itemization pass goes well and it accomplishes what we want it to, then even for those of you that have played the game for a long time, it's gonna re-incentivize you to kind of go to everywhere that even you've been before to just see how it's different. One second. Oh. Cast while silenced. Cast while hard CC'd on. The cast while hard CC'd flag is for things like, I don't know, you think of like a WoW trinket or something where you can like use it while you're stunned to break stun or something like that. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. It's going to be an interesting launch season for EA because there's some pretty big, there's a little game called like, I don't know, something, what is it called? Can't really remember. Something like Path of something. It's like a sequel. I don't know. Something like that. Apparently it's a kind of a big deal. But, you know. Krask, yeah, we do. 100%. There was a discussion in chat about drops being dripped on us constantly instead of being chunked on us. Can you speak to that? What do you want me to speak to that? Was that something that a dev said, or is that something that, is that a way the community was describing it? We'll take a look at the rogue corrosive. Find a working pencil here. It's how they think you described it, like we're going to become like WoW with constantly swapping out gear for upgrades. That would be cool, actually, Garthorn, to be able to vote on bugs. Which bug would you like to see us squash the most? If I had more time, I would love. This is a conversation I enjoy having. I enjoy talking about this stuff, like the itemization change, and like, is it more EverQuesty? Is it more WoWy? It's something I'm pretty passionate about and have big thoughts. Big thoughts. But I'll say this, and I'll try to keep it condensed. What I feel people, what it seems like people are feeling is they're looking at the linear nature of WoW's itemization. And they're expecting this to be that, or they're expecting it to be even worse than that. And that's just absolutely not how it's going to be. And I can explain that, and I have to some degree, but I could keep trying to kind of approach it from different angles. I don't think it's going to be sufficient as playing it and experiencing it. But I'll throw out a couple of things I think that will help. First of all, if you equate this new kind of type of itemization that we're introducing to like the green items in WoW, like of the eagle, of the monkey, of the owl, of the wolf, all that. There are some similarities and there are some differences. One of the really important differences is that in WoW they were steadfast. Of the eagle was always of the eagle. Of the monkey was always of the monkey. It was always the same combination: agility and stamina, spirit and intellect, strength and stamina, whatever the breakdown was. Our itemization, our equivalent, this kind of new itemization we're bringing in, it's not going to function like that. And that's part of the keeping it hand made is you don't have these spreadsheeted kind of, mathematical linear breakdowns. And so you're gonna find very quickly, even just like moving through Thronefast, for example, that the kind of uncommon items that you can find potentially at the bandit camps are going to be different and have a different things available to you than what you'd find at the undead ruins, than what you'd find with the hobgoblins and things like that, and with lots of intentional gaps built into it. So we'll get random stats like Dex Int. Yeah, you will, actually. I just finished the Spirit Manor, the uncommon stuff of the Spirit Manor this morning, and there are what I would call like definitely non-optimal stat type things. And that's really important because you're not on a conveyor belt. Like if you're only ever getting like optimal core stat increases and stat upgrades, then it's going to feel very linear. But if you go to the manor and you get something like you're a warrior and you get a piece of chain that has like agility and charisma on it, you may not want it, or it may be better AC than what you have and you'll take the agility. But if you're not a bard, then you're not necessarily interested in the charisma. So you are looking for, an upgrade to that eventually. And you might switch it out with, a different uncommon item that maybe gives you a stamina. Like you might even exchange that for, like that has 2 stats on it, agility and charisma, but you might exchange that for just a single point of stamina if you value that more. Or you might even replace it with something that has extremely high AC. So there's definitely, I'm trying to approach this in a way where it's not like I got, I'm wearing a 2 stamina, 2 agility of the monkey item, and I'm looking for that 3 stamina, 3 agility of the monkey item. Like that's not how this is going to work. And the other important thing is this is a tier of itemization that is meant to be very much eclipsed by our rare and our ultra rare and above items. So in that sense, I think WoW did a really good job in classic WoW with their blue items, where they were significantly better, and also added a lot of like cool extraneous effects or secondary, tertiary effects that just made them stand out, as something much more interesting. So it's a massive lift, but I would say from my perspective, it is the closest we've been throughout our development of like realizing this goal, this vision of a challenging game with the kind of combat and all the different, mechanics of combat going on with an itemization system that is this hybrid of the EverQuest and the classic WoW approach. I think it's the thing that I am confident that it is going to be as it becomes now, how it is. Like this is it. We have arrived. So yeah, now it's just about getting it all done. Getting it all done. Shoes, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thank you. And Archbishop, thank you for the 1 gifted. Appreciate that very much. Thanks for those bits, Oak Noah. I appreciate that. Lofi TCG, how are you guys approaching threat generation between the tank classes? Will one tank be the best for threat? Or it be skill-based, scenario-based? Whatever you can share. There will be some slight differences between, a tank that is maybe more AE oriented versus single target. Some tanks being better at snap aggro than others. Some tanks being better at deep single target threat than others. And then also the tanks in some cases having their like fortes on top of that. So the goal for Dire Lords being very strong against like magic. Paladins being very strong against undead and corrupted NPCs. Warriors being very strong against like physical damage, and Paladins kind of having a little bit of a balance between the two. In terms of physical and magical damage, their ability to mitigate those things. So we're trying to build in enough differences where we don't ever lean so far that only one tank is ever viable for a particular encounter, but more that you will enjoy certain benefits of having certain tanks depending on the encounter, and in some cases even depending on the phase of the encounter. So yeah. Is the secret area shown a new zone, or what did you say? A new zone or just a new area? It's a new section of a zone, yeah. Not a new zone entirely in and of itself. Sorry if you've talked about this already, but what amount of content can we expect in EA as far as dungeons, bosses, encounters go? Is there replayability in this content for farming items, etc.? Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of replayability when it comes to item farming for sure. Yep. Garthorn, I feel good about it right now, but I also, based on the chat I had with Mark yesterday, I do think we agree that readiness generation needs to be a little higher to compensate for those changes and the weapon delay changes. So I think it should be starting to feel much better next patch or by EA, depending on if another patch is able to get out in time. Yeah. Hold on one sec. You may not have to wait all the way until Druids for a water breathing spell. It just depends. It depends on when we decide to address that mechanic, because it could just as easily come in through an item. Maybe true. Maybe true, Zalem. Maybe. It's very possible. How do you foresee Mastery making major behavioral changes in gameplay? My opinion on Mastery and think about how to put this concisely. When I first came up with the idea for Mastery, it was because I loved the talent system in WoW. I loved how talents made the process of leveling up interesting and unique, potentially, depending on what path you went. I really like the classic WoW talent system, not anything like what it's become, but I really liked it. I also really liked the idea of AAs, of the alternate advancement from EQ, but I didn't love how I didn't love as much how you had to wait until end game, and it was kind of an end game and beyond system. And so the idea with Mastery was like so many things, like, can we find a way to thread this where it can kind of be both? Where it's a system that is available to you right out of the gate, and starting from the very beginning, you can start, investing into it and getting kind of feedback on your gameplay and developing your class. And in that regard, I feel like Mastery in its first iteration ended up becoming very AA oriented, in that so many of them were leaning towards incremental power, like direct vertical upgrades for things like, this ability does 5% more damage, 10% more damage, 20% more damage when you have it fully maxed out, or amount of healing or things like that. And it was starting to move away from what made, I think, the WoW talent system so much more interesting, in that it was actually kind of fundamentally changing in some cases the way certain abilities worked, or introducing new synergies between abilities that didn't exist before. And I'd like to get back to that place. And in doing so, I think what we're probably going to end up doing, and don't hold me to this, because this is me answering, just kind of still navigating some of the directions we could go with it. But one of the reasons we turned it off was to get like this baseline so much more in place, where the balance of the game and the ability kits of the classes and everything were much more fleshed out, well defined, and actually able to be experienced, so we could see where Mastery upgrades would fit best, and also be able to navigate like more sweeping changes, like changing the functionality of certain abilities, or adding, different synergies and things like that. So where I see it landing now is I've always talked about having an ability mastery and a general mastery approach, and a general mastery being much more like an AA system where you're, fundamentally investing points in like your baseline character, things like base run speed, base resistances, things like that to a degree. What I'd like to see with the ability mastery is something more like a true talent system. I'm still not necessarily wanting it to be like a hard spec based system, because I just don't think that fits super well, and it creates a lot of like balance, like never ending balance treadmills to try and keep specs optimal and all that. But I'd like for us to, when we do reapproach mastery, look for ways to do more creative things than just vertical power creep advancements. And it's going to be a little while before we get to that point. It's going to be a little while before we get there. Will the giant hole in Mad Run be available in EA? You mean in How Near? Oh, no. You are talking about... there is one in Mad Run, isn't there? Yeah. One of the hallways leads to the hole. No, not right at the beginning. Not right at the beginning. Yeah, the cookie cutter spec is exactly what I want to avoid, because it's a pain developmentally as well. It's a pain design wise, because again, those specs, the reason there are cookie cutter specs is because it's very difficult to balance multiple specs against each other, and you end up with there always being a best way to do it, and it's kind of an illusion of choice situation. Because even though the idea of having all these different choices is great, at the end of the day, the amount of players who are going to intentionally, gimp themselves is just, I don't know. Anyway. So, on this note, I am probably going to call it a day here. I love having these discussions with you guys. Sorry we didn't have more time to do it today, but I'll be back after the holidays. My plan right now is to be back on Monday of next week. And I think when do servers come down? Sunday. Yeah. So that'll be the day after servers come down. So that'll be an important day. It'll be an important day. But we'll be back on Monday, and we'll have a lot of new things to show by then. And we'll have some good discussions. But yeah, time, you're right, Redbeard, time is flying. And we're getting close. Guys, thank you so much for all the support today. Thank you for being here, the energy, the conversations. Appreciate it so much. I'm going to see if I can find somebody we can raid, and hopefully make their day a little bit more exciting. Let's see. Who do we got? We've got Mixelflix. And we've got Xerxes. We are going to hit Mixelflix. You guys ready? All right, Raid's cooking. He's got 3 viewers right now. He just started streaming like 6 minutes ago. So I don't know if he's in my stream right now or not, but Make sure to give them lots of love when you land. Guys, take care. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. I hope it is a wonderful time, and I will be excited to be back with you again in a few days. Until then, take care, and I will see you very soon. Adios.